Hello, everyone. Welcome into another Marvel Snap live stream. Excited to be here. Hopefully, you guys are having a great day so far. We are right at season reset time, so it should be any minute now that we have the reset go on. And then Aaron, thank you so much for being first. Wrathchild, welcome in. We should be just seconds away from the season reset, I believe. Yeah, we're about 30 seconds out. And then Great Fox, happy new season day. Hopefully you're having a great one. I'm excited to jump into some Marvel Snap. Yesterday I had a pretty good time on Pokemon Pocket actually. But with a couple of new cards, I'm excited to grind out the new season. And then there is a new event on Pokemon Pocket. So I'm excited to cover the Lapras EX event later on, maybe tomorrow. But for now, I want to focus on Marvel Snap where we can. We have the new Series 5 card. We have Frigga. But I'm going to start with the Season Pass card. And I'm actually going to try to grab that on the website real fast. And then as I'm working on purchasing that, I'm going to run to a quick minute and a half of ads so that we can push those off and get some gameplay in. And so we will be right back, you guys. Don't go anywhere. And then the hydrate reminder from Dolly. I appreciate you. All right, let's go ahead and run to the ads real fast, and then we will be right back. We have the new season, new card. Looks great. All right, let's go ahead and refresh. I'm gonna do the free draw while I'm here to get my 30 boosters. Then you get a mystery variant, 150 gold and 100 credits for purchasing through the web shop. A little bit more tedious, but you get a little bit more mileage as well. And then Packers for Life, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great one. You said the Conquest reward card this season is good? I'll take a look at it as soon as we get back in. And then Dare SW, thank you so much for what I'm not sure why our alerts aren't on. But Dare, thank you so much for the Prime resub for 5 months. Very much appreciate having you here. Now that we have those on, we should be good. Oh, it's Mighty Thor. Nice. And then Hink, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. We just purchased the new season pass. So no new season for another hour? No. So with whoa, we froze for a second. Having a hard time loading. That's kind of scary. But we with the time change, season reset is actually right now. And so we have the season reset. Let's go ahead and claim the stuff in the shop. I'm going to check out the new bundles that are available. See what those look like. $100 Doctor Doom. I mean, it does look, the card itself looks pretty cool, but I don't think it's $100 cool. And then Heimdall, Heim is him. Also looks pretty good. I like the variant on him. Broken web shop. Yeah, I try and always get the web shop in early, because I'm sure it's gonna go down just about every time, and so I was able to get it through the web shop. So we have Surtur. That's the one that I'm going to start right off the bat, and then a Sloth Guru with the Prime resub. Looking forward to the new season. Thank you for being here, and thank you for kicking us off into a very early on hype train. Hopefully you're having a great one. So let's go ahead and grab our other rewards. So we have the Alliance reward, and then Imbazi with the Prime resub as well. Welcome in. We get the look at that hairdo on the Pixel Blob. That is something for sure. Get the premium pass. We have the 30 boosters, the gold. We get a variant on this next one as well. That's not bad. We get a decent Blue Marvel out of it. And then a couple of... Ooh. We have a new album, which is the Thor album, and I apparently have a lot of Thor variants. So we get a pretty cool looking avatar. We get the gold metallic border that I'll probably hoard forever. Then eventually we'll get the Thor one as well. So then you also said in Conquest, it's Mighty Thor. Oh, it's Jane Foster. Yeah, it's Mighty Thor. It does look pretty good. As long as they don't nerf her as well. I'm assuming no gold here again. Yeah. Yeah, no gold again. It seems like they removed it for good. What about the Alliance rewards? What did they do with those this time? Personal, they flipped it back. They flipped it back to like Alliance contribution, and then you get the credits for the individual. Credits is greater than title. It's true. I don't think the deck that we're going to start with can do any of those, unfortunately. Rewards are just bad nowadays. They're much slower. What was your final SP? I don't know. I kind of stopped grinding. I think it was probably pretty low though. Like, I don't think it was that great. I wouldn't say that rewards are bad. It's just there's so many things out there that you can't give away great rewards off of each of them. But let's start with Surtur, because I think he's going to be incredibly strong. What deck are we rocking? We're going to be rocking, to start off, we're going to be rocking a Scar deck. I think Surtur is going to be probably the easiest like plug and play card for us. Frigga, I think Frigga is going to be bad. Like maybe there's a couple of ways to find her, find a home for her, but I think the reason that she's bad is not because of her ability, not because of anything else other than the fact that like if you use it on the hammers, yes, you can get a really big elevated high roll, but it's also going to let the opponent know what kind of play line to anticipate, so they're going to know whether they should retreat or not. So there's no surprise element, so they're less likely to stay, meaning that it's going to be a lower cube equity card, is what my gut tells me. But as far as this one, we have Scar, we have just kind of the basic 3/1 cost cards. You could switch out like Nico for Nightcrawler so that you can keep him on the board, but I kind of like the idea of this. We have a couple of counter cards in Cosmos. Shadow King, you could throw in Killmonger as well, but I like the armor effect for the Surtur. I think we probably see a lot of Shadow King, a lot of Cosmo as well. And then we just have our big bodies at the end in the Typhoid Mary, Cole, Crossbones, and then Atuma. And so pretty straightforward deck. I don't think it's going to be doing anything crazy. You're looking tired? I think it's just my contacts. I ordered some glasses that have like anti-glare so that I can wear those. Because the contacts, I typically don't wear them most of the time because they kind of bother my eyes. And so I'm not necessarily tired, but I think it's just the contacts, like kind of slightly irritating the eyes. Anyways, let's go ahead and shift this down and we're going to get this rolling. Forgot today was Tuesday. No, I forgot. No, new cards come on Tuesday. Yeah, new card coming today. We have Frigga as well. I'll pull for her later. The spotlights that she's in, they're not bad. You get Red Guardian, great value card. Kind of I think a little bit underutilized actually, as far as like tech cards go. And then you have a Copycat, which is also another pretty solid value 3-cost. You can't really go wrong. You'll see her in several decks, like moving forward or in the future. I have no doubt about it. And so, as far as the cash, if you're missing either of those, I think it's a great week for you. I'm not tired. You're tired. The beard looks very majestic. So it's gonna continue growing. We're gonna go all through November, and not touch it and just see how unruly it gets. And then on the YouTube side, Devoot, welcome in. You said you got 4 new cards today. That's crazy. It's amazing. And let me turn the sound back up because I had it down for Pocket because Pocket's a little bit on the loud side. And then we should be good here. All right, let's go ahead and kick into it. You said Frigga seems meh. I feel like she should have been 2-cost. Yeah, at 3-cost, it's so late in the game to do what you would want to do with her. And so then you're wanting to use it on some like big payoff plays. You could use it on like Thena, you could use it on like Venom, but it takes up a slot, which is, I don't know, so tough to give up. I thought I saw someone post that Scorpion would be great today, since it will probably prevent a free scar. I mean, yeah, Scorpion, Cassandra Nova, I think would both be pretty bad. It also stops Surtur from scaling. Truly evil people. All right, so Crossbones. We need to. The big house is actually pretty rough. There's Crossbones here. Because I won't be able to push much into here. Instead, I think she'll be good. A good combo with King Eitri and Thor. So I think Thor is like the design they had in mind for it. But my hesitation with Thor is that once you play it, you don't have that element of surprise. You won't be able to go last anymore. So you're susceptible to both Shang-Chi, Shadow King, and it's just so tough to be able to win from there. So the Shadow King comes down already, unfortunately. Go ahead and, I guess, blast a Tuma over here. US Agent is a little bit unfortunate. Actually, a lot of it unfortunate. Cosmo mid. We could do Cosmo mid, but then we might... I guess we might not lose left. Cosmo mid, but then we still have the full cost Atuma. I'm not sure that I feel like Cosmo mid wins it. But maybe it does. We can always scale by another 3 when we throw like Scar or a Tuma down. Yeah. When does King Eitri come out? Later in the month. So it comes out like around the 20th, 21st, whenever they come back with Deadpool's Diner. Oh, we get the retreat. The Cosmo mid was the correct call. We'll gladly take the 2 cubes here. He said, hey, TLSG, what does Surtur do exactly? So Surtur is a 3-cost, 5-power card that after you play a card with 10 plus power, it gains plus 3 power. And so it every time you play in a 10 plus power, it's going to continue to scale. And so with a deck like we're running today, you drop Surtur on 3, like a Tuma or something else on 4, do another 10 power card on 5. That gives you a Scar plus whatever else on the last turn, because Surtur would be above 10 at that point. And so he feels like he's very easily plugged into like a Scar deck. You might be able to run him in other stuff, but I think his main home would probably be Scar. The Deadpool Diner is giving the Jane variant as well. That is kind of weird that they double them up.
Snap.
All right, let's go ahead and play Zabu. This looks like a bot, so we're going to kind of speed through it. So gotta think the Mary buff was to make this card more enticing. I agree. I want to be evil and play Hazmat Scorpion. Do it. Give in to the evil side. So let's do something like this. And then the, oh, sorry, I forgot to call him out. The Aeon08, thank you so much for the Prime resub for the 3rd month. And just a serial lurker, very much appreciate you as well. Thank you for the Prime resub for 2 months. Appreciate having you here. Hopefully you're having a great one. So we get the Atuma, so we can get rid of this in Xandar. Monster also helps us get a free Scar potentially by the end of the game. What is the Hood doing in the deck? The Hood is giving us a decent powered demon. We have Atuma as a way to clear it. Previously, I ran a Killmonger in place of like the armor, so we had a couple of ways to clear the 1 costs. But that's kind of what it's doing in the deck.
Hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
All right, let's go ahead and throw crossbones here. Maybe we should have held off on the demon. Why not run 0 for Atuma? You can run 0 instead of like Hood, but I think it's kind of personal preference. But I do enjoy the Hood and having a target for our Atuma. And then Fox, thank you so much for the Prime resub and support. Very much appreciate having you here. Hopefully you're having a great one. So we can do last turn. We can do 3 10 plus power cards. So let's go ahead and do. I guess we do Surtur to the left, and then I'm just gonna kind of play it slow since we're pumping a bot. Ooh, big Shang-Chi. So now we can't do all 3. Unfortunate. But it should be fine. Could probably still win this right lane with 20. He said bot would have Shang-Chi. They absolutely would. So Surtur's gonna scale up, give us another 6 power in that left lane. Probably updated all the bot decks with Shang for the season. I wouldn't be surprised. And then Hydrate King with the hydration reminder. I appreciate you. Sav it up. You said, hey, TLSG, I don't have Cole yet. Could I run something like Nico and Gladiator? So Nico's already in the deck. I know some people were running like Agony Gladiator as a way to get kind of a precise plus 10 power versus like the chance of the Nico spell. So you might take out Hood in favor of Agony if you have it. And then Demigod with the Hydrate Reminder. I appreciate you. So Copycat is really strong. I think Copycat will continue to see her way and make her way into several decks in the future. But it's also a card that a lot of times you can replace. And so I don't know. We have a lot of good cards coming out this season. I'd probably save the key, honestly. Is Psylocke a good replacement for Zabu? Yeah, you can run Psylocke as well. The reason I cut the Psylocke was a lot of times my ideal play is Surtur on 3. But Psylocke can let you ramp into a 10 power card on 3 a little bit more consistently. So yeah, I think it's definitely a good sub. Locations are a little awkward. I love using Surtur as a Shang bait. Just want 8 cubes. So as a Shang bait is in like, you didn't pump him up past 10. Dusting off my Shang. Yeah, Shang-Chi is gonna have an absolute field day here. The new art for the season does look good.
I'm about to juice this up.
And then Vin said, "May I know why the Hood?" It gives us a target for a Tuma to get destroyed. You don't have to run it. Previously, I ran a tech card of Killmonger. You can pretty easily cut it, but I still like the Hood. Just having like a little bit to do early game and gives us like a demon to use as well. Yeah, Copycat is really good. She's definitely easy to slot in. She's very flexible, kind of like an old like White Widow. But she's also like replaceable in most aspects. And so got Frigga, Gwynpool, and Guardian. Huge Negan. That is a fantastic pull. Do we think 11 in the right is enough? Because it's going to destroy our demon. We could also double stack here. Oh. Can't play the cross ones there. So it'd have to be Typhoid Mary. I think I'm gonna go with the original. The Devil Dinosaur is so funny. Devil Dinosaur used to be one of the craziest, strongest cards in the game, but it's just kind of been crept out of existence. But as always, with the new card, it's at the bottom of the deck. That's all right. We did draw it a couple of times early on, and he scales really well. Like he's very easy to build around. Like if you see Surtur come down, you know what the opponent's deck is going to look like for the most part. 3 cost 5 power Devil Dino was wild days. Does Surtur work with Sage or Hitmonkey? I don't know. I don't want to snap it, but there's potentially better decks out there. I'm almost done with Series 3, and I'm excited to be able to get to build some. Yes, you're to the point where you'll start seeing much better decks much more often. Let's go ahead and go. I'm gonna go armor mid, just in case we pull into a Tuma. And then Demigod TV with the snap redemption. We'll gladly snap on it.
Victory.
And then the Zabu bringing all of our 4 costs down to 2. We were going to have a very explosive last couple of turns. No, that one wasn't a bot, Kyle. That one was in an alliance. That initial screen for the game is so scary. I kind of like it. Next up, we have good guy Jeff. Coming off of Pokemon Pocket a bit to play the new season of Marvel Snap. We could change Bar Sinister. We could also change the Raft. What is the word of the day? Not sure how people play Pocket for more than one game. I've actually started growing to enjoy it. Like, I streamed it yesterday, and I did enjoy it a fair amount. We could Cosmo. We could Surtur. Go ahead and, I guess, throw Cosmo into the Raft. Oh, no such luck on the Frigga. So no extra hood. Sorry to disappoint. We could go Crossbones. But I do think we would probably be better off doing, like... Surtur? No. We're going to skip on Surtur this turn. Since I didn't use it on 3, I don't really want to use it. I'm going to opt to get Scar down to about 2 cost. Or I guess cheaper with like a Typhoid Mary over there. What happens if you play Chimichanga into Bar Sinister by itself? It becomes a very buffed up Chimichanga. So a lot of power over here. A lot of power. A lot of things that Shadow King would be fantastic for here. Do you ever play to the right? Or do we just skip here? We might just skip. Or even, like... turns into a supreme burrito. Yeah, they continue to merge with themselves. Yeah, you'll have a power Chimichanga. I don't really want to do Typhoid Mary here. But I guess that's fine. We're just hoping for Shadow King. I don't want a priority going into the final turn. So the Stormbreaker absolutely elevating all of these over here into the demon. So we can't do much. Oh no. No Shadow King. Shadow King, I think, would have been the way for us, but without it, we don't have much chance.
Escaped.
And then Hurricane. Welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great one. Should I spend 6,000 tokens on Arsham or wait for something like War? I personally would wait. I don't find Arsham that fun to play. And there's a lot of negative connotation around the card. But if you enjoy it, then I would say, like, if you've seen gameplay for it and you think you'd really enjoy the card and like benefit from it, it might be worth it for you. I feel like Frigga, if given enough time, will fit into some niche decks. Yeah. I think she could be decent. I think just at 3 cost, like what are you realistically going to duplicate? You don't like pile of tech cards plus a bunch of random stuff? No. I don't find the gameplay loop of it all that enjoyable. Hammers? Yeah, you can use it on hammers. But so to use like a hammer and then Frigga, you're gonna 1 have to get pretty lucky with the draw. And then 2, you're gonna have to play out a hammer early. And so then you're susceptible to Shang-Chi Shadow King very, very early on. And so then it almost doesn't feel worth it. Have you rolled for Frigga yet? No, I need to upgrade some cards and spend some gold, but I haven't yet. You must draw hammers without Jane? Yeah. And then, yeah, this is against a bot, so I didn't delay or push off the Wave Agatha Frigga win. I mean, it's probably not a and I've seen worse plays, I'll be honest. I rolled twice and got Red Guardian in the Copycat variant, which is exactly what I wanted. Nice, Raptor. Those are both great pulls. I think you'll get plenty of use out of them. And on the next ad break, I'm gonna go take out my contact and put it back in. It's really bothering my right eye. Did I have to play how many 4-drops? Wait, for what reward? Frigga can duplicate a big torch. That's true. But then like the opponent's gonna know. I don't know. It becomes very transparent what you're duplicating and what you have. So I don't know. How blind are you? I don't know. Not awful, but without glasses, it like close up it's not bad, but far away everything's blurry, so I ended up squinting. I'm curious what they managed to pull in testing that made them release her as a 3-3 instead of even 3-4. Yeah. Like if it was the hammer design, which was really the only thing they mentioned in their video, if it was the hammer design, I'm honestly not sure if that was enough. Because it makes you very counterable to Shadow King Shang-Chi or just the opponent retreating if it wasn't ideal for him. Play 104 cost cards. For the season pass mission? No way. It's a wild amount. I'm a little afraid of this mid location. Like our cards scale, but they may be able to go taller than us. It should just say play Shang-Chi 100 times. I mean, right, so we have to look out for Mystique, Juggernaut, Iron Man. What is that, claw variant? It's the carnival variant. We might lose this one, depending on where they play. And then Pixie, thank you so much for the resub with Prime for the 2nd month. Happy Snap season. Welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great one. So Iron Man, what else do we have over? Oh yeah, we don't win with the 6-power Jeff. I guess if we had thrown Shadow King over here, bring this down to 3. We would have brought it to 11. We would have been up by 2. We could have won the right if we did Shadow King over there. Gonna need you to take a hit and test if Sage buffs Surtur. Might not be awful. If it does. Wait, we've already played... I mean, if you play a Scar deck, the 4-cost mission is going to go by really, really quickly. Like we're already 15, 14 out of 100. You guys have got this. Sorry, that's just how it is. He looks like he runs a woodworking YouTube channel. I mean, hopefully it's a successful one. That Surtur says play a 10-power card? Yeah, yeah. But if you're running a Scar deck, most of your 10-power cards you're going to want like to stack in your 4-cost ones. Oh, you said Sage is 0? So I guess the question is, does it count after the power is calculated or before? And I don't know. So if it's an all-out move deck, we have to be pretty reliant on Shadow King. Still can't buy the season pass yet? You can't? How come, Georgie? The big vulture. Oh, no Aranya for it? Interesting. Webshop doesn't work for release day. I always try to get in like within the first like couple of minutes of the webshop refresh because I know that it's gonna go down. So I bought mine on the web shop. It just maybe was before the mass flood. It's Doctor Strange. Getting a Shadow King here could be pretty decent. Beautiful. We'll take it. That would mean I'm going to do something like Cole to the left. Last turn would be Shadow King Scar. We'll turn the Shadow King into a demon. I was in, but it got... Oh, wow. And then Cry, hey, Mr. T. Hope you're having a good stream so far. We are. We're excited. I'm excited for the new season. I'm also excited for Pokemon trading card game, they had a Lapras event come out. So I'm excited for that one as well. But I'm excited to run a little bit of Surtur. Later we'll pull for Frigga and do a little bit of brewing there. If you beat Infinity Conquest, you only get 1 ore for your icon. Yeah, whatever icon you had, that's what you'll get it for. Oh no, we're gonna have priority. They need to deal with Misty before they add ranked. I don't know. I feel like they've. It's the skeptic in me. I feel like they secretly decreased the likelihood of pulling a good outcome from Misty. Like the last 5 times I've used it, I've gotten a total of 1 energy. And same thing from other people I've played against. There was 1 person that got a good flip. I think there's a chance we lose this one, since we did grab priority on accident. Frigga is a really unfortunate name. It is a bit. Yeah, it's very, very luck dependent. The only piece of Misty that I don't enjoy is the fact that you can attack on very first turn before you're typically ever supposed to even be able to add the Aranya move into Doctor Strange. Yeah, I think we're cooked. Before you're ever even supposed to add energy. Oh, we only lost by 2 in the right lane. I knew Surtur would get hit, but Surtur took less of a hit than Toxin did. Toxin took a 9 hit. Surtur only went down by 3 to 6. But we still were just barely unable to grab it. Then I did a 1-turn kill with Articuno. What an unfortunate Charmander yesterday. Yeah. That's the only piece that I feel like is really frustrating, or would be frustrating in a ranked mode. But otherwise, I don't really have a big issue with it. So I played 3 battles for the Lapras event, and I haven't gotten a single pack yet. And so I'm looking forward to actually pulling some a little bit later. My opponent super high rolled me and got 13 energy for Misty. That is ridiculous. I mean, sometimes you just you hit the god roll. The expert one guarantees you a pack. Nice. That's the one that I'm on next. Is the expert one. You just randomly get a pack from those Pokemon battles. So in the event, you have a chance to pull a pack. Apparently, the expert guarantees you 1 pack. And it contains one of, I think, 5 cards. There's a Mankey, there's a Butterfree, there's a new Lapras EX, and a couple Clefairy, and then I think 1 other one. I did see the promo Mankey. That's the one that does damage to himself, right? Which sets up into a pretty good Primate evolution. You obviously wouldn't want to attack with him too many times, but to set up into a Primate that has the damage counter so that his attack does more, I don't think it's bad. Each win on expert drops a promo. Nice. I don't have Zapdos EX, and so I don't have the most streamlined electric deck, but I do have 2 Pikachu EXs, and then a couple of other decent cards added in there as well. It's not available in Belgium. Does it have to do with like the gambling thing, where the packs have predetermined rates? I was pumped to get the promo Butterfree, as I like to incorporate that line in my grass deck. Yeah, I actually haven't been able to pull a regular Butterfree, so I am kind of excited for the promo one. We're not gonna be able to do both here unless we get lucky and pull like an Atuma, or I guess a Typhoid Mary. Said you've been beating it with Zepstrika and Heliolisk? Nice. What'd they copy? Silver Sable? And so they threw it into the, I think, Agent Venom deck that has been very strong for most of the month already. Oof. An Iron Man here, and we don't have a chance. Yeah, I think we lose this one. How many more Pokemon do you need to complete the Pokédex? About 14 or so. About 5 from each pack. Speed, okay. And no Thena bonus on the left is good. We will take it.
Victory.
You said Zebstrika is pulling a lot of weight for you? Nice. Did I start at 70 or 75? If I climbed a down rank? I don't think so. Said it took 12 battles, but I got all the promos. Nice. So I'm excited to check out the event for sure. I'm doing so bad, I'm down 21 cubes. Oh no, Skada. Is it just like bad outcomes? You're free to play, right? And so you're not picking up Surtur, I would imagine. Would you say Obsidian is crucial? Coal Obsidian I think helps the deck consistency quite a bit, but you could probably honestly get by without it if you needed to. You said I was until today. I got Surtur. Yeah, Surtur fits into like your deck line or your favored deck. I think pretty well. By the way, anyone else can buy the Iron Man bundle for $3? Oh, you can buy it a second time, Ook? Maybe the shop is just kind of out of sync. Same with the double gold offers. Yeah, I can see that.
Victory.
Neil, no, it's a bot. Surtur feeling okay, good, great. Surtur is feeling pretty good. When you get it down early, you get Lord of Goats. When you get it down early, you get a really big resource. Because you're going to be guaranteed to play out your bigger cards after that point. But if you don't draw it on 3, a lot of times it ends up just being a hold card. So it feels like a good addition to Scar style decks for sure. It kind of made me depressed because Husky had an extra code and it didn't work for me. So I got the pass and then the code worked for someone else. The season pass. He had a code for it. And then Lip, he said, is Frigga worth the keys? I don't have Red Guardian too. So Red Guardian is a great pull. I feel like Frigga is going to be pretty underwhelming for the most part. Said what to play with no Coal Obsidian. If you don't have Coal Obsidian, you might take out Hood in favor of like an Agony and put in Gladiator instead or something similar. Because then you have 2 ways to buff up Gladiator to 10 power. To act as one of those cards. You could also go Psylocke, but then you take away one of your like bigger scaling pieces. There's codes. Sometimes the content creators get codes to give away for like season passes, but I think the season pass was supposed to be for last season, so I don't think it was supposed to work for this one.
Opponent snapped. Snap.
Picked up a bounty to win with Kate Bishop because I have 3 set decks with her. Played several matches and make no progress. Realized I switched out of all the decks at some point. Oh no. That's a tough one. There would be a decent replacement for Cole. Yeah, I think potentially taking out Hood and adding in like Gladiator and Agony. The Lady Deathstrike? What does their last turn look like? Ooh, excuse me. They don't know themselves? Magneto or Eliath? Magneto or Eliath could put us in a tricky spot. Is that Magneto mid? Yeah, Magneto mid.
All the future.
It's all good.
Victory.
Isn't Surtur Scar bigger? Surtur Scar instead of Scar Typhoid. So Surtur Scar instead of Typhoid Scar? If so, then depending on how many cards were in the Typhoid Mary lane, be a tiny bit bigger, yeah. It'd be like 1 power bigger, or it'd be 1 power less, I think. If there was only 1 other card. If there were 2, then it'd be the same. 3, it'd be more to do the Surtur. But as a newer player without any of this month's Spotlight cards, which 2 weeks would you recommend? Ooh. So I think as far as the new card releases, I feel like we have some really good ones lined up. Like Gore is going to be phenomenal. I feel like Gore is going to be kind of everywhere for a while. And then the week of Fenris, I think, is also really good, and Malekith. I think all three of those are really good, so I think it comes down to like what else is in the caches. I don't have those pulled up in front of me right now. Can this deck work without Scar? Scar gives you a lot of burst ability. So Scar gives you like that kind of extra reach, and so it's probably playable without it, but I don't think it'd be anywhere near as good. Gore will be doing. Gore is gonna be. Gore is gonna be, I think, very, 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 very strong. So we're gonna snap into their unfortunate Taskmaster line. Now we do have Zabu, but I almost want to do armor instead if they stayed. And then Zolo Bug Buddy, thank you so much for the Prime sub for the 4 months. Very much appreciate having you here. Hopefully you're having a great one. Better building, yeah. I think you would build it around something else if you don't have the Scar. But we're gonna run to a quick ad break, and I'm gonna go readjust my contact because it's absolutely bothering me. And then we'll be right back with a little bit more climbing with Surtur. Got Frigga on the 4th key. Oof, that was me last week. It took me all 4 to get anti-venom, and then it's not even a card I use much. Said, was anti-venom worth so many mixed opinions, even at the end of the week? I don't really care for him. Like, he's decent. You can get a decent resource out of it. He's a decent sized body. Like, he's an okay card. But I don't know. He doesn't feel like he creates anything new necessarily, versus just kind of giving you some extra resources in like a Wiccan deck or a Pixie deck instead. Ooh, I need to turn off that timer. We're not we still have the HelloFresh sponsorship, but this one is not like directly featured or sponsored by HelloFresh. Okay, so that one should be gone. Feels you describing every new cash card lately? Yeah. And I think that was by design. So that it like last month, all of the cards were kind of niche helpers. So they helped archetypes that were already established. So like you had Scorn. Scorn is a fantastic card, just not super exciting because it doesn't do anything necessarily new. He said Regis's Anti-Venom Galactus deck was worth it. Anti-Venom Galactus sounds sounds super fun. All right, let's throw Crossbones left. We'll start scaling Surtur. Where are the December cards? We don't know. They stopped. They either like removed it or started blocking it from being able to be data mined. So we don't know what they're gonna be. We don't think they do like a Legion or anything silly here, do they? Big Ajax. Scar? Shadow King. Shadow King's not necessarily what we wanted to see. That all we got? How's it going so far? It's going pretty well. The deck itself is holding out. I think Surtur is very much a Scar archetype enabling card. By being able to have that extra 10 power resource without any other crazy plays. You play Surtur on 3, a 10 cost on 4, a 10 cost or 10 power on 4 and 5. You have a third 10 power in Surtur by the time Scar comes up. So far he's been really good. Is the Star Trek Fleet Command game any good? If you like civilization builders, and if you like the Star Wars IP, it's definitely. So I find that I like the early game much better than like the late game, because you're able to do a lot more and you don't have to sit around and like wait for the timers as long or as much. But I have enjoyed it. And then crazy hate said, I can confirm Sage doesn't proc Surtur. Someone just tried it on me. Okay, good to know.
Time's up.
If people still play Destroy, they really want to switch decks now. Yeah, probably. With all the armor and Cosmos. Not great. Typhoid Mary, just a plain Typhoid Mary, I think is our best bet. He said built a similar deck with Surtur. Straight up didn't pull Surtur once in 10 games.
Power must be controlled.
Wait, we still win, don't we? Is this a bot? Either way, take it. But, Astral, I'm glad that you're here. I'm sorry that you weren't pulling Surtur. I'm actually having decent luck pulling them early. Often enough. I always, whenever I go through like a spurt of bad games where I just don't see one of the cards, I always have to double check that I actually slotted it into the deck. And that I didn't, like, overlook it entirely. And then Dark Moo, welcome in. He said you'll report back how bad Frigga Surfer is. Please hold. I'll be holding out for your report. And then Dark Moo, thank you so much for the Prime resub. I don't think I called it out. Dark Moo, thank you so much for the Prime resub for the 4th month. Very much appreciate having you here. Hopefully you're having a great one. Let's throw a couple cards into the Danger Room. I guess we could just wait and maybe try to pull armor. And then General Sergeant, welcome in. Oh, man. Danger Room is roasting us. Well.
Hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
And now it's hard to play Coal Obsidian anywhere. It's unfortunate. So glad I could make it and see some action. Hope you have a great stream. Thank you so much, General Sergeant. I'm excited to play the new season. We're gonna climb quite a bit, get a lot of time in.
Opponent snapped.
I think we give up on Hala. We just let them have it, and we pivot into left and mid. Been busy lately with work, but got a few minutes. Welcome in Dark Moon. I'm glad you could spare a few minutes. Ooh, a copy of Scar is big. Their version has Luke Cage in it to offset the Typhoid Mary. Which is nice. I don't think it was needed here, but it's nice. Is it ever this? In the case they full stack left. That's what I'm going to try here. Hope if they play into mid and Danger Room that it gets destroyed, and that if they go left, we're able to outscale it with the Typhoid Mary extra. And then Devoot, cooked up any Frigga decks? I have a couple that I want to try. But I'm not entirely sold on her being amazing. Like I built them out in on my like snap.fan account, and so then I'll just copy them over into the game whenever I do end up like pulling for her. Isn't Mary dead? Ooh, yeah, Mary's dead. Oh no. Could have won. Oh, no. Mary mid was all we needed. Full-time dad, part-time gamer. How's it going? Well, it was going better before that last game. But overall, it's still going well. I've been playing Dak and Frigga. You get 2 of her and 2 weapons. Yeah, I had built out a Dakin, but I wasn't sure how like often you would hit that ideal line. I obviously joined at a bad time. You joined at the best time because it can only go up from here. The Aranya Shadow King would probably be, I think, pretty necessary. Not great. If we get a tomb over there, it's fine. But otherwise, definitely not great. We do have Surtur, we have Scar. So we have a pretty good last couple of turns. Why did they do that first? they doing?
Snap.
Bot? No, they're in an alliance. I don't know. Is there really a mission to play 100 4-cost cards? There is. And the last mission of last season was complete 12 daily missions. And that came up on like the last 1 to 2 days, I think, which was also a little bit, I don't know. I feel like it was chosen really poorly, because then you're going to have to play a lot over those last couple of days to guarantee you get that last mission completed. And then Crip7789, thank you so much for the Prime resub for the 4 months. Hope you're doing well. We're doing very well. So it's an Arisham deck. So the Phoenix Force was from Arisham. So I guess they were just setting up for the Blue Marvel so that it would get a little bit bigger as a result. But you don't understand. You said you don't understand. Finish 12 missions 2 days before the season ends is a fun way to increase. It's a fun way to naturally increase player engagement. It's it was a choice, all right. And then General Sergeant with the hydrate reminder, I appreciate you. And then Schwaks, yeah, more or less. This deck is wild. It just puts out so many raw stats. I definitely really enjoy it. They could maybe hit us with like a Shang-Chi Shadow King, but they played 3, so maybe not. Who thought this was okay? I don't know. Ooh, if it's a 50-50 in the left lane if we win or lose here. Beautiful, just as it was written. We take out the hood, which gives us the lead in the left to extend our lead out of mid and take the 4.
Victory.
But aside from raw stats, it even brings tech to the table. Yeah, the Surtur feels like it's going to be just everywhere. Like anytime you see like a raw power type of deck, Surtur scales so ridiculously. At +3 per. It's so big, so fast. TLSG, king of RNG. Every once in a while we get lucky. TLSG, did you see that deck you picked from the wheel on Pokemon Doesn't Matter? It's predetermined. The pack? Like the booster pack you picked? I would imagine that it doesn't, yeah. I almost want to snap him on turn 1. We have Nico into a Hood Destroy. So we're going to be able to have most of our cards a really good chance to draw Surtur by that point. Or we already have it set up. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and snap it. Surtur's one of my favorite characters. So I'm biased in thinking he can be overtuned for a while. Yeah, I mean, judging by Agent Venom, I think he's safe for the month at least. Go ahead and set up Surtur. And we'll see from there.
Neighborhood Spider-Man here.
I guess maybe we shouldn't have set up Surtur in the Scream lane, just in case we draw into like Shadow King later on. Do get Shadow King.
Wind, aid my hand.
So the bent card theory is a lie. I'll probably still do the bent card theory, just because it's something that's kind of fun. It's one of those things that I go into it knowing that it's most likely not true. It's just kind of fun to do. Do we ever Typhoid Mary Demon? Or do we just give up on the flooded lane? They could have Legion. They could have War Machine.
Who will the winds bring?
Not awful, I guess. We win here. Is ever this? They could Stegron Surtur. They could.
Victory.
Any subs for Cole? Cole is kind of a tough one to replace, but you could take out Hood, add in like an Agony, and then obviously take out Cole Obsidian, add in like a Gladiator instead. That way you have 2 ways to buff up Gladiator to 10 power in a Nico plus power spell or the Agony line. Take out Cole and Hood, add Mysterio and Sasquatch. Yeah, you could do Sasquatch as well. And then JR Racing Fan, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great one.
This just in.
Oh, snap.
So to counter Surtur, Shang-Chi turn 4, then Frigga, then Shang-Chi again. I would also say that you could probably do decent with like Mobius. Mobius, Shadow King, Shang-Chi, I think are all pretty decent for him. Have you tried any games with Frigga yet? I haven't played any with her yet. I actually haven't pulled for her. But I feel like she's gonna be, I don't know. I feel like cube equity wise, it'll be kind of bad. The reason I think that is because with Frigga, even if you do it on like a hammer or like a great card, like let's say you do anti-venom on 4, you do that free card plus Frigga on 5. The opponent knows what line you're going with, and so they're a lot more likely, or a lot easier for them to gauge what your output is going to be. And so then, I don't know. And so then, like, it's a lot easier for them to stay or snap if they have a counter to it, and you kind of just have to hope for the best. Like she'll be way better at 2 cost. At 2 cost, she might be kind of a lot more flexible, and you can use her on things like Hope Summers to like get double ramp. You could use her on 3 cost cards like naturally or more naturally. And so yeah, I at 2 cost I think she'd be okay. I don't think she'd be broken there either though. And then Surfer, I feel like in Surfer, I feel like it's a little bit too awkward. Like, what are your ideal copies there? Like, if you're ideally copying Surfer, you have to drop Surfer on 5, and that takes away some of the surprise element. Otherwise, I'm not really sure what we're really like aiming for. And then Wheaton Law with a timeout. See you in 2 minutes. I've been having a ton of fun with Frigga Move. Yeah, I think Frigga Move could have some opportunity, because especially if you're doing any kind of like bouncing or like either light bouncing, so that you replay your big Human Torch, you get a copy of it. But I think it's the same thing with the other decks, is that the opponent knows that you have another big behemoth in hand, so it cube-wise, I feel like they're a lot less likely to stay on those. Two keys and no Frigga yet. It's okay, it'll happen. Have you tried Eliath in the Scar deck with Surtur? I haven't. Might not be awful, because we're pretty consistently getting Scar down to a free or no cost card. You're saying Invisible Woman plus Frigga would be okay? What, to copy your Invisible Woman and then have another one down? I mean, it might be okay. That way I guess they would have a really hard time of like gauging where to throw a Cosmo. Maybe? And welcome in, Chaos Hat. Hopefully you're having a great one. I had the card you copied. Well, but to copy it, you would have to reveal it. You would have to reveal one of them. Like, you could hide the second one, but to be able to copy the last card you played, it'd have to reveal. So it's not like you could hide a hammer and then play Frigga outside of like the Invisible Woman to get a copy of it. So the nice thing is that you get to pick where Typhoid Mary goes. You don't think Typhoid Mary would mess up the Scar discount? No. You get to pick where she's going.
Opponent snapped.
I am Iron Man.
Scary Iron Man. But we're gonna move the Cosmo. if they shift their Iron Man over to the right and then do like a Mystique left, we might be in trouble. I guess they could do Juggernaut left, yeah? No, Big Claw, okay. Then Kitty Pryde. We should be okay here, I think. Big. Vibranium pulling us over that edge. And we tie the right lane as well. And so we'll take left, we'll take mid, we'll take right.
Victory.
Take the 8-cuber. The Bast Agent Venom deck is so OP. It's very, very strong. It can be beaten by a lot of things, but it's just... I don't enjoy playing against it. Because it is very, like... doesn't do much, then pumps out, like, 30 power that's kind of hard to, like, adjust to. That darn Silver Sable, poor Crossbones. Crossbones deserved better. Yeah, and the Vibranium in mid, so that it didn't get destroyed by a Tuma, was a very nice, like, finish or flare on top. Next up, we have Venison. Let's go Zabu off the jump. We have the Nico copy. Maybe we could take a copy of Cosmo. But a copy of Surtur wouldn't really do us a whole lot of good. It'd be okay. I went back to my comfort game. OSRS. Char Choco. I absolutely love old school RuneScape. I've pumped way too many hours into it. Way too many hours into it. So it's not a game that I can even remotely play anymore these days. But I sometimes still watch some streamers. It's been like 10 years. There's a joke about OSRS is that you never quit, you just take extended breaks. And I think to a degree that is kind of true. Oh no, and then we have an ad starting. I apologize, you guys.
All systems go.
It's all coming back. Yeah, it all just like rushes in. Let's go ahead and go Coal Obsidian to mid, and then I'm going to go Cosmo right, in case they have like a Shang-Chi, a Shadow King, Magneto. Oh no. Well, might be okay. Depending on what is the right. Yeah, no, it's perfectly fine. The double Surtur for the win. Alpha, you said, will you be testing Frigga today, or have you, or will you? I have a few decks brewed out for it. We'll see what the time looks like. But Surtur was one that I think has like the easiest applications, and then Frigga might take a little while to like really hone in. I was thinking, I have a couple of different ideas brewed for it. One that I was thinking was maybe Destroy, but I ended up not even building one or keeping one out because I think it gets a little bit clunky. Like, what of the 12 cards there do you really want to drop, or could you drop feasibly? I don't know. It'd probably be either Agony or Hulkbuster out of the one of the more recent versions that we have. So I dropped that one. I was also thinking you could use it with just like a Athena good value card, or good value deck, to copy up on some of the like better value plays that you end up drawing into. I think a Pixie deck is a decent potential home for her, because then you could potentially play like a 1-cost Red Hulk, a 1-cost Magneto, and then duplicate it. You said Frigga and Surtur for double Shaw. Maybe. Frigga and Bounce or negative. I also have it in Bounce because I think it'd be good with like a Toxin. It'd be good with your like Rocket Raccoon, and some of those. The one that I didn't build out was Hammer Bros. I think that one is just too susceptible to the common counters that we already have, and so I didn't even build it out. But I did brew quite a bit last night, coming up with a couple of different ideas that I would want to try. Before I can do any testing, I do need to upgrade a lot of cards, because I don't have any keys right now. I have plenty of gold, plenty of credits to be able to get there. I just don't have it right now. I usually play the Greedy Wong Surfer, so the Frigga Shaw line won't bother my curve at all. You like the Greedy Wong version? I always feel like I'm hanging myself out on the line. By like playing out Wong without being able to have priority. I always feel like I'm at a big risk. I'd love to see you. I'd love to watch you split some cards and open some boxes. We'll probably do that here in a bit. We're cruising up really well with Surtur so far. Not gonna lie, guys, Frigga seems worse than everything else Surtur can do. A lot of times, potentially, yeah. He said I sit on my keys more than I should. I got really unlucky the last 2 weeks, and I 4-tapped both times, which depleted my reserve. But a couple weeks before that, I 1-tapped it a couple of times, which allowed me to build up the reserve, so I think it all balanced out now.
Victory.
They time out. Phone may have died.
Oh, snap.
Wait. I think Vosh is a real player person? I don't know. Fake Vosh, get him. We'll take out the bot version of you. We'll defend your honor for sure. I'm not sitting on my keys or my gold or my CTs or my CLs caches. It's just they lost so much value I can't be bothered using them. I can see that. Astrodem's not great for us. We'll go ahead and start playing over there so that most of our 3 and 4 cost cards that we want to play, we can maybe fill it up and then play elsewhere. There was also mention of Frigga Kitty in the old Shuri Kitty Taskmaster decks. Dropping Taskmaster for Frigga. I think the only downside to that I see is that with the Taskmaster line, it was always a guess for the opponent of do they have the double up or not. But now, like they'll know that you have two kitty pries. But I think it could work pretty decently. Oh, wait. I can't undo it. That's not going to discount our Scar any further. Can you place Surtur in a Shuri She-Hulk Taskmaster? The Taskmaster going up to 6 definitely hurt the She-Hulk version. So I feel like you probably need like a Hope Summers in there, but you can, I mean, you can probably play it. Taskmaster even trigger Surtur? I don't think it would. Never understood the Taskmaster change. Me neither. Like I think it was for like the Madam Web Human Torch movement stuff, but still feels very unfortunate that he took a stray because he was at 5 cost for years and wasn't an issue. Next up we have Gallic. We had to skip on 1, and it looks like we're going to skip on 2 as well. We do have the Surtur line, so all is not lost. We can do Surtur into Atuma, to maybe like Crossbones, or maybe a Typhoid Mary. And then YOLO Potato Man, thank you so much for hopping in. Hopefully you're having a great one. We're hoping to have an awesome day snapping. We do get Typhoid Mary. We could do a Tuma Typhoid Mary into a last turn Crossbones Scar.
I'm about to juice this up.
Ooh, so the double up. It's a double Moon Girl, right? Double Moon Girl Flood. I'll just agree that we disagree and move on. The deal was made. The deal was made. Is it Wasp left? No, Quinjet. Big Flood. We can do a pretty good Flood too. We don't have to play in the left lane because we can just win with what we have already in place. I mean, it falls to Shang-Chi, but otherwise it's not awful. I guess it doesn't fall to Shang-Chi, does it? Because these two would be below 10 and then they'd pop back up. Why not spread? Because I think the odds of them spreading their power is better. So like, I think it makes more sense for us to like consolidate it together. That loses to Galactus. This would be the strangest Galactus deck that I've ever seen. So if so, wait, a double Surtur? They're cooking. Gallic is cooking. Not cooking well enough. Wait. No, oh no. Do we win? Surtur only scaled once. I was thinking he would scale twice, but because of Typhoid Mary, Crossbones was 9 and didn't scale him that second time. Could have been very, very bad. But we were able to hold down the point differential. The double Surtur could have been a double She-Hulk. Double She-Hulk would have cooked us. I like where their head was at. And then Pokemon Zacian? Welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great one. Off that, we do hit 80. Joshua on the YouTube side said everyone playing Surtur, so I'm playing Splats deck. No one has any counter for the ongoing. I mean, that's fair. He said you just beat Woody first time facing a streamer. Nice, Joshua. I just spent an hour trying friggin' Surfer to no success. Ah, Georgie. I mean, we'll take the extra card draw for sure. Oh, I guess with the Teelan. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get Surtur down. We'll be able to do either a 10 power on 3, unless we get Nico with a location change. If that's the case, then we would do like Nico Cosmo left. Not bad. Ask and we shall receive. Nico Cosmo left. Call it good. The cozy start to the new season. Yeah. So with Surtur, Surtur is like an easy plug and play. So we've been having a good start. Just dropping by. Turn 4, we could Zabu Coal Obsidian. Just do Typhoid Mary over there. I think we hold. I made a poor decision of running all my infinity tickets today. Oof. I let mine expire. Got 2 full runs. That's not bad. Any non-Scar Surtur decks? So without Scar, I would say it might be... Ooh, a Hood Blink. Interesting. Went to Surtur. I would say like maybe a Shuri deck. Could find like some decent footing. And then the Moon Girl Black Swan deck seemed like it was kind of interesting, like a Moon Girl She-Hulk double down. Felt like it was a cool way to utilize it. We go left, right, hope that they stack mid. Or we pivot and we go a decent amount of power in mid with like Scar armor. Just comes down to where they play. It was really draining. You got you won 2 of those 3? Nice. Very nice. I'm gonna armor your super flow?
Power must be controlled.
That armor over there was the call. And then Bloody Deadpool, thank you so much for the Prime resub for 3 months. And then Strong Brew with the resub for 2 months as well. Very much appreciate having you here. Hopefully you guys are having a great start to the new season. Excited to see what all happens. So no crossbones. Just got a fork ready to dive in. Perfect. Wish I had Zabu and Scar right about now. Yeah, I think Zabu and Scar are going to be very prevalent for this season. We get the discounted Cola Obsidian, which is nice. Trying the new Pokemon game. I like the new Pokemon game. I played it yesterday on stream, and I do plan to play it a bit more. There's a the Lapras event came out yesterday. I haven't really got to dive into that too much, or not as much as I'd like anyways. I'm sure you've heard this question a lot, but have you tried Pocket yet? I do. I have. And actually, I have a Pokemon YouTube channel. So I posted a budget Blaine deck yesterday. One of the ones that, like, if you're new to the game, I think is probably like, one of the best places to start. Because it's super cheap to build. And I was beating like, all of the common or consistent like meta stuff that we're seeing out there. I've been playing a lot of the Bazaar. The Bazaar has been keeping me up at night. Thorborg. Like I probably need to play it a bit less because we I need to put out some YouTube content, but it's just so like gripping. It's so easy to just continue to play another run, like run after run after run. Jubilee could make or break us here. Okay, anti-venom. Actually, that was an awful. Whew. What are these? What are these cards? We would have to hope that they don't have anything good. We know that they can play both their cards here. Should use the stamina at least for new event. Yeah, once I plan on either doing it on stream or once I'm done streaming this, I'll do it off stream. But right now I've only done 3 of the battles so that I'm not like wasting that timer. And then I'll burn through the rest of it later. Yeah, you have to pay in to get into the Bazaar beta, at least right now. In about a month, that will be that'll be changed. Oh no, the Luke Cage swings them back in the right lane by 1. We were able to hold down the left, which was what I was worrying about, but the right was the thing that we should have been worried about. Unfortunate. Yeah, Dooley is the character in Bazaar that I've been playing the most. I think it's the starting one. Is it Vanessa? I feel like she's pretty easy to build, and some of her stuff is like I think unproportionately strong. But Dooley feels like he would have a lot of like pivot potential and a lot of different builds that he could rely on. Let's go Nico Zabu. We'll turn the Zabu into a demon. One of the coolest things I've done with Frigga so far was getting the Red Guardian of Mobius and Dracula versus discard. I'm sure that they didn't think that was super cool. It feels like a really good play. Like you definitely won. But that probably felt so bad for the discard player. So getting an Atuma wouldn't be awful here. I guess Surtur's, isn't it? This Cassandra will hurt? Yeah. Yeah, the Cassandra Nova's gonna hurt. Really badly. But we have a couple of the... So we have the free Scar still. Hold off and skip. Misery Mill got me infant last season. Nice Pokemon. That's not the card we were hoping for. I didn't have a lot of success with Misery Mill. So a lot of people, oh man. I feel like as we go on, later and later in the day, we're gonna see a lot more like Ajax Affliction stuff to counter all of the Surtur that we have right now. Bless you for the sneeze, not for the misery. I appreciate it. Let's see, we offset the Cassandra Nova. We push back up the Atuma. Oh, do we win this one? No. No, their Ajax is too strong. Won the right lane, but not the others. Had we did double Scar instead, no, the Cassandra was at 7. Does Warpath count for Surtur? Warpath. Warpath? The 4-cost card, right? If it's the ongoing one, then no. Is his name Warpath? Oh, it is. I haven't played him in so long. His name felt like a lie. No, he wouldn't, because he's ongoing. Or it shouldn't, I don't think. All right, maybe we can steal a win against a bot. We had a couple of unfortunately bad runs, but we can turn it around. Go ahead and go Zabu. I guess we could go Zabu and Vibranium. Go ahead and skip, let the collapse mine clear. Morph is really fun right now. with all the Surtur Scar stuff. I feel like, at least during the climb, it's probably a bit too much bot for morph value. But maybe post infinite it has some possibility for us. Heard you reading my question about Warpath, but got an ad right in time. Since Warpath is ongoing, I don't think it would count for Surtur. Because it doesn't count things like Sage, or I think it just counts base power. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we do need both of them over here. I don't think it's an exaggeration. Go ahead and do that. Any day one decks for Frigga besides Surfer and Asgardians? So I actually don't like the idea of the Asgardians that much. I was thinking more in line with either like a potentially like a bounce deck. I was thinking or toying around with the idea of Destroy, but it felt like too clunky in my head. Be able to play Frigga naturally, but it would be good to copy like a Venom or copy a big Deadpool. But as far as like a bounce go, we could do like just a normal bounce. We get a lot of like decent targets for Frigga to hit, whether that be like Sage into it or a scaled Rocket, a scaled Silver Sable, but that doesn't do anything like crazy. These were the cards that I kind of picked out that were cheap enough that I thought they'd be good hits or cards I would want to copy with Frigga on 3 or 4. Actually, there's something. Untapped is blocking. Hold on. There we go. So these were the cards that I thought would be decent. Not necessarily Pixie, but a Pixied card. Copying a Toxin on turn 3 or 4 could give you that buffed up or scaled up version. You could then bounce again. Same thing for the Destroy with the Venoms. Master Mold, you could get a kind of a cheeky way to play an extra one. And then Thena. Otherwise, I don't feel like there's... Because if you do a copy of a 3 cost, you're losing tempo unless you're doing it alongside a 4. So maybe Dakin. Dakin, I think, definitely belongs in there because there's some like cool ways to use it. I don't know how consistent those ways would be. Like maybe Sebastian Shaw, but that's also pretty niche. So that was like the starting place for like what decks would I want to maybe see with it. And then I guess also the anti-venom. Like doing Frigga onto the anti-venom card was also a line that I had considered. And so this was like the starting place where I was going to put Frigga in, or will eventually whenever I go to pull it, would be in like a Pixie anti-venom type of shell. I also think Mobius has some decent merit here today because of all of the Scar discount stuff. But that was my my starting ideas or starting brews. I don't know if anti-venom with Frigga is a good idea. How come? I mean, they'll know what card you got for free, but you would want like Luke Cage, Shadow King in your deck, of course, and then you just get a double free resource. Said Dracula, and then Georgie with the Hydrate Reminder. I appreciate you, and Calibrex with the highlighted message. I appreciate you. Bought anti-venom from tokens to save keys for today. Any recommended deck for if I was trying it in Wiccan and the shell you mentioned before? What, anti-venom? And so a lot of the feel like a lot of the Wiccan Shell is pretty determined, either going towards like Magneto Eliath or going towards like Ajax Affliction stuff. Yeah, but I mean, so I think that's Frigga's biggest drawback, is that you give up your surprise element on the last turn, regardless of what you're playing with her. And so whether that be the free anti-venom resource or not. Didn't pull anti-venom, probably going to replace him with Wiccan. Yeah. Wiccan is also great in a Galactus deck. I do enjoy Galactus decks. Wiccan Galactus is one of my favorites. So they played the exact same cards into Gamma Lab, so we don't have to worry about any armors, any Cosmos for the rest of the game. But it makes me think that they're running potentially a Surtur or Scar deck. Just a bit clunky on 5. I think she's a bit clunky everywhere. But that's just kind of the my gut impression. So I obviously haven't played around with it or brewed, or haven't like played it to know for sure. Big Surtur, we're gonna see Typhoid Mary or Atuma left. For them. I guess for us as well. I like autoplay for solo mission in Pocket. Game is running and winning on auto. Yeah. I like that they added that in as a way to clear out like some of those missions that you may be grinding, but you don't necessarily need to hard play every single time. Typhoid Mary mid. They do pivot and go mid instead. What do we think the odds of them not playing a card in right are? I think it's pretty low. I think they play mid and right, and they beat us. Spend $200 or eat a burger? Carne. Are you a vegetarian? I'd say eat a burger then. But yeah, they go mid right. Knowing that we couldn't double up here because of the Nico, we probably should have went for like Atuma mid to clear out Nico last turn, so we could have potentially like threatened them in mid. But eat a $200 burger. Got the next level thinking, bloody Deadpool. Any good Galactus deck out there? I don't know. I don't know that we've had a great Galactus deck for a while. There's some playable ones. So there's like Wiccan Galactus. There's a couple of other versions that do decent. But most of them like have the drawback that they're pretty transparent. I don't like Typhoid Mary and Scar. It feels a bit awkward. There are some games where it does feel a bit awkward. I would tend to agree. So we have the 10 power Nico coming down here, and then we have Surtur that we can throw down next turn, and then we'll use a T-Lin shuffle into our discounted 4-cost cards. Spin the burger and eat $200. Also next level thinking. But yeah, there's some games where Typhoid Mary definitely feels a bit awkward. And you could try to circumvent that with like a 0. But then a lot of times you're stuck with like an awkward to play 1 cost. Nico 2x is OP sometimes? Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes, especially with like Ant Maze or in any kind of like bounce deck, it can get really crazy really fast. And then I don't know if I took your hydrate Georgie, but I'll do it now. The Cassandra Nova. Oh no, the Cassandra Nova kind of decimates his here, doesn't it? Rough. Rough stuff. Very rough stuff. Boo, Griffin. Get a copy of Cassandra? That's not awful. What's your record with the deck? Beginning of the season stats are always kind of so they're always super inflated. But I can pull it up. I didn't even have the website. Big Vulture. Oh no, the Shadow King hurts our Nico. Well. I think they beat us left lane. So the Shadow King right hurts our Surtur by 3, but it hurts theirs by 6.
Victory.
Right now we're 71% win rate with the deck, but still very, very early on. So it's obviously inflated by a couple of bots here and there. And no, I haven't pulled for... Ooh, Cassandra would move over to the right unless he can fill. True. And then Locorum, thank you so much for resubbing with your Prime for the 3rd month. Very much appreciate having you here. Hopefully you're having a great one. Is Shang-Chi a good replacement for Cole? Smaller Surtur, but often might be more value. You could. You might have some strife with like the Armor Cosmo with the Shang-Chi, because as soon as you play those, like the opponent is going to know to play into those lanes with their big stuff. You could also take out Hood, throw in Agony and Gladiator, or throw in like Mysterio plus Sasquatch instead. There's a couple of ways around it. And then Johnson on the YouTube side, how's the Surtur Brew going? It's going well. We're enjoying it. Right now we're a little over 70% win rate, but pre-infinite stats are always very inflated. And so like cube rate wise, but we're 30 games in, almost 30. 30 after this one. We're at a 72% win rate. Who's the other new card? So we have Surtur and we have Frigga as our 2 new cards. People have become smarter about snaps. I think I threw around 6 or 7 games so far by snapping on 3. They just immediately retreated. Yeah. Oh, you're sitting at 92? You're climbing crazy fast. Did you watch Agatha all along? No, I haven't watched it yet. I plan to at some point, but instead I ended up watching The Penguin. So I'm caught up to date with the penguin so far. Do they ever Shang-Chi? But yeah, especially if you're nearing infinite that fast, I would say that you're playing against a lot of the other people that are around that range. Usually the 90s, you see a lot less bots, and so I wouldn't be surprised if you're playing off against other people that are in the 90s, almost infinite. Got lucky with some massive 8 cubers off of bots. It's always a big one too. If that's a Shang-Chi mid, we're... Oh? Oh, big. Take the 2.
Victory.
Isn't Penguin ending soon? Actually, I may not be completely caught up. I think I fell asleep in the last like 3 minutes of the episode last night. But yeah, it does seem like it's gearing up towards the finale. And then saves the day. Thank you so much for resubbing with your Prime sub. Very much appreciate the support and appreciate having you here. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. All right, let's go ahead and throw out... Oh, we're up against Dara.
Opponent snapped.
Mirror dimension is is unfortunate. Oh, and Carne. You're gonna make me do it. All right. We don't have a great like starting line. How long do you think they'll take to nerf Agent Venom? I don't know. It doesn't seem like they're all that worried about it, honestly. Oh no! Our demon. I can't play any of our one costs over in Hellfire Club. Copycat, Cassandra, or Sage? Ooh, big Mobius. Big rude Mobius. So no Scar discount for us. Bit unfortunate. Very scary Pixie. Surtur coming down this late isn't good. Otherwise, playing him in Space Throne early would have been okay. Yeah, they're trying to counter Scar for sure.
I am
Big Iron Man. It's a big Red Hulk. Well. We're hoping for the best. We could try to do like a Cosmo Surtur so that we get a little bit left, a little bit mid. It's just we're gonna lock it in. They need a good Pixied card for sure. Whew.
Victory.
We don't beat Dara that often. But thanks to you, Carne, we got 4 cubes from it. Take it. We'll take those where we can. Goodness. All right, let's go ahead and start with our oh wait, bot. You ever played Frigga, not a counter deck? Yeah, no. I wasn't saying like I think Mobius is good as a counter to Surtur, but I don't think he was running just like an outright counter. And so it's a Frigga Pixie deck, which is kind of what I would have. Oh, what? What? Sanctum Sanctorum, so unfortunate there. Well, is what it is. I think if Frigga ends up having a good home, it would be probably inside of like a Pixie. A Pixie deck. I mean, it doesn't fully counter it, but there are some versions of Scar that run like Mockingbird and Sasquatch, so it hits those a bit harder than our version. I was just about to say Nico into Space Throne or whatever. Oh, I forgot about Starlight Citadel. So once Hellcow discards, I guess we already lost this left lane. What are the odds Sanctums showed up? Pretty low, but since it's a bot match, I feel like the RNG decisions are weighted or tweaked differently.
I am reborn.
Someone just tried to Shadow King you on the lane they played Cosmo. Rough. Was Apocalypse discarded twice there? And then Zane, good evening, my first time in your streams. Looks like lots of your YouTube
Victory.
in your stream. Looks lots of... It's your first time in the stream, but you've watched a lot of the YouTube videos, I think. Zane, welcome in, Zane. Hopefully you're having a great one. I'm glad you could join us. But we do have a quick set of ads. We're making our way up pretty decently. We're almost to 85. And so once we hit that 90 hump, it'll push us a good way over into potentially going into Infinite. But we're gonna run the quick ads, and then we'll be right back. Oh no, you're okay, Zane. Welcome in from Germany. I always love to see like how big of a reach our videos and our community has. It's always really interesting to see like what kind of reach we have, and like how diverse of a community this game has kind of drawn people together for. Playing Affliction Ajax now with HE to completely wreck Surtur players. Closing in on Infinite L. That's one way to get to Infinite quickly, L. You can see it. And then Vorpal, you said I can beat the other players usually, but the game always tries to ruin my planes if I win more than 3 in a row. I feel like the RNG elements are only tweaked with bots. I think outside of that, it's just normal odds and normal rates. Why not try a tier list video for Try making a for S5 and S4. We already have a lot of people that cover like tier lists and like the new cards, and I don't know if I would add like, much else to it. So I've done a couple of tier lists in the past, but they didn't perform incredibly well. The RNG in Pocket is more so many coin flips. I think maybe to a point. There are a lot of coin flips in Pocket. I mean, there are kind of coin flips in Snap. It's just it doesn't look the same as like a straight up heads or tails situation. But like playing into Danger Room, you have it's a quarter of a chance that your card gets destroyed, and so you're taking those same rates. It's just not visualized in like a coin flipping.
Victory.
Hey TLSG, what are your thoughts on Anti-Venom? Anti-Venom is definitely a card. He has a decent body, like he's a stat wise. He has a decent stat line for like 4/7, a decent effect, but it's really hard to lean like heavily onto him. You really need him into index that like run a Luke Cage, run a Shadow King, for 2 ways to be able to get that power back. And so I think he's okay, but I really find that I gravitate towards putting him into like a Wiccan deck as like an alternate Wiccan instead. Note to everyone, if you have an important 3 cost to play and asteroid him in as a location, play the 3 cost in another lane. The own reveal, yeah, very true. You'll always live with the, yeah. We don't have an awful line here. I think I'm gonna snap back into it. And then Rush Limbaugh. I don't think I called this out, but thank you for the Prime resub. Good luck into the coming season. Thank you so much. The Mobius is why they snapped us, unfortunately. So no discount on Scar. How was them? Oh no. They probably have Mobius. Good call. It was a good call, Arrow. I haven't played Wiccan in a while. We'll try it out with Anti-Venom. Yeah, I kind of like it in a build like that for sure. So is this Ajax? Oh, this is an Arsham deck. What? No. 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 It's unfortunate. That's super unfortunate. Well. And then Strawberry? Thank you so much for resubbing with your Prime, launching us into a hype train. Thank you so much for 2 months. Doesn't Surtur pop off? He does by 1, yeah. But this would be more power. Like we could do this, so we're spreading the power a touch. But if we're thinking that we need to really invest here, this is our play. And then Max V Phantom, thank you so much for 2 months at tier 1. That helps us get a little bit closer to the Partner Plus status. This is actually the last month that we need to reach that level 1 goal to bump up to 60-40 splits instead of 50-50. And so we'll be doing some marathon streams, I'm sure, if it comes down to it. Only Orca Right wins? Orca Right is a play. Big Mockingbird. Sentinel Toxin, fine. Ours just needs to be bigger than their 5. Oh, no, it's not. We lose. We lose to the Professor X flip out of an Arisham deck, of all things. And then Vanilla Catch, thank you so much for resubbing with your Prime sub for the 2nd month, pushing us up to the next level of the hype train. Very much appreciate you guys. That 8-cuber hurt. Because that was very winnable. But it hurt to lose. I guess I didn't even check out the rewards here. And then Rand O, thank you so much for the resub with your Prime as well. Continuing that hype train and pushing it up a little bit further. Appreciate having you here. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. So a couple of mystery variants. Kind of like the Gore card back. I think that looks pretty sleek. And then the Thor is pretty nice as well. And then Avaricious.
Since we got the hype train going, lol.
Avaricious 83. I forgot I turned on text to speech on the
welcome.
bits.
It took you long enough.
But Avaricious 83, thank you so much for the Prime sub. And then Max V Phantom, thank you so much for the 300-bit cheers. And then the 5 community gifted subs from Anonymous. Thank you so much for the generosity and the support. That just absolutely just pushes over into the next level of the hype train. We've completed level 3 now with you absolute mad lads out there. I appreciate you guys so very much. And then we have the Surtur card back. I don't know if I like that one as much, but the variant does look pretty sleek. You guys all roll? They absolutely do. Each and every one. Pushes up to a level 4 hype train between all of the the gifted subs, the bits, the Prime subs. All of it plays in, and all of it is very much appreciated. You're the first streamer to get my name right. Really, Avaricious. Well, glad I could glad I could be the first one. I feel like that's not too crazy of a name. You said KM was kind of harsh on Malekith, and I'm a bit sad about it. Honestly, I think Malekith could be one of those cards that ends up being played a lot. It's Xandar is secretly good for Typhoid Mary. True. Sasquatch also is decent. I feel like Malekith is going to be decently playable, mainly for the deck thinning possibilities. I think a lot of the if it's good or not will hinge on if you can tell what card it pulled out of your deck. Because if it's random, if you can't tell what's there, it's harder to set up for what you need to complete the rest of the game. So maybe in that situation. But otherwise, I think Malekith could be one of those surprise cards that ends up being very, very flexible and potentially pretty good. That every season pass card plays a lot. Yeah, they make sure put extra emphasis and focus on the season pass cards for sure. Let's go Atuma into the hood, get rid of that one. And then turn 5, we may flood some of our lower stuff to get a cheaper Sasquatch. Malekith plus Arsham. That is an approach we could go with. What does Surtur do? So Surtur is a 3-cost 5 power that scales by +3 for every 10 plus power card that you play. Let's do something like that. I guess that only brings Sasquatch down to 3, doesn't it? Will Crystal be usable with him? Help with knowing which card? Probably not. 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, we played this so poorly. Because we could have had a free Scar, had we just played like Coal Obsidian last turn. Fortunately. Play a big card over here. There's not a lot we can do. Other than us just resetting this one. So I think it comes down to where they play. We probably lose this one. Why is Cosmo so popular again? We have a lot of Honor Veils that are very, very strong right now. Scar left. There's Scar left. Why Marion get a Scar? I don't know. But there's a lot of Honor Veils that have become very, very prevalent. And bounce and destroy, and so many of the like common decks fall or falter to Cosmo, and so Cosmo is one of those tech pools that just feels almost necessary at this point. Since Surtur works with Namor and Warpath, really, kind of wild. I think you're distracted by chat. No, it's okay. That's all right. And then we did finish up the level 4 hype train. I appreciate you guys again. We take out their Eliath. Take out our Atuma. Should work with Aranya Vulture Gladiator. I don't think so. I wouldn't think so, but I also wouldn't think it would work with like Namor or Warpath though. And so that means he works with Hawk or any other ongoing that's scaled up, which is kind of crazy. TLSG is always hopping on right after I face you. Roger said I got luckier with the draws. Every time there's a new update, I take your deck first thing and start pushing. So they ran into you with pure mirror match. Very good game, Roger. Hopefully next time I'll be on the luckier side of it, but good game as always. If you played a 5 power card into Nidavellir, would Surtur scale? I would think no, but I don't know. You said 0 and Sauron? Yeah, you could do 0 Sauron. You could even maybe put in like a Red Skull if you're going like both of those lines. Might be all right.
Opponent snapped.
Thoughts on Frigga? I feel like Frigga most of the time is going to be kind of clunky. I think there's some situations where she might end up being like a pretty good card, but I think she's a little bit harder to build around than something like what we're running now, where you just throw it into a Scar deck and you just slam power. We go Crossbones right, Nico with the flip. That will allow us to do like a Scar to push over into Quantum Tunnel. And depending on what we flip into, like Coal Obsidian would be fantastic, Cosmo would be okay. Any viable sub for Coal? Yeah, so we have a couple of options for replacing Coal Obsidian. You could take out Hood and obviously Coal Obsidian. You could do something like Mysterio plus Sasquatch. You could do Agony plus Gladiator to get a controlled 10 power card with your Gladiator. But Gladiator may be a little bit riskier right now with all of the big Surtur stuff going around. But I would probably go like the Mysterio Sasquatch if you have both of them. We think the demon scaling in the right is going to be enough. Turns out we didn't need to push for right. He does scale off of the demon in Nidavellir. Interesting. Let's see what they have here.
Hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
Big Infinite left. Ooh, big Shadow King right, but it's not enough with the Crossbones, with the demon. We'll take the 8-cuber here. Whew. It didn't matter because they reset the scaling, but it did scale off of the demon in Nidavellir. And then, Heranos, thank you so much for the Prime sub and the support. That pushes us, I know it says 9, but we're a little bit above 9 for the day. Very much appreciate having you here and appreciate the support. That was such a big explosive turn. If you play a 10 on 4 and add a burrito to Surtur, Surtur props himself a second time. Ooh, that's pretty nice. Pretty nice day. Next up, we have Bot David. So hopefully we can get some good cubes from him. Lord Machiavellian, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. My opponent in a mirror match just got screwed. Oh no, did they Phantom? And then Machiavellian, thank you so much for the Prime resub for 4 months. Very much appreciate having you here. Hopefully you're having a great one. So I feel like we do... And then Sauri Mosta, thank you so much for the Prime resub as well. Welcome back for the 5th month. Surtur seems really easy to play and powerful. Yep, I agree. He's one of those cards that it's easy to plug and play into like a Scar deck, and he just gets kind of absurdly large at times. They played Typhoid and that made their Red Hulk a 9 power and it didn't hit. Oh, no. I took the day off and walked to a lighthouse, so pretty good so far. Nice. I took a walk out in the rain. Well, it was lightly misting. The rain had mostly went away. But I took a walk out in the rain earlier today. I know that the Typhoid Mary will pull over into the left, but we're going to buff up whatever card comes next. Knowing my luck, it's going to be Shadow King. I took a walk in the rain has the it's not a phase mom. I mean, so one of my, I used to run a lot. One of my favorite runs was I had finished running. It was like a pretty short run. I think it was like 2 to 3 miles. When at the time I was running a lot of like 5 or more miles. So I finished, and then it just like downpoured out of nowhere. One of my all-time favorite memories looking back. We could do the Cull Obsidian, pull it left, but I think we hold off on the Cull Obsidian. Maybe it's just Hood left. We look to do Cosmo. Maybe it's Cosmo Nico. We're gonna try that. And then the Saiyan race, thank you so much for resubbing with your Prime as well. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Very much appreciate having you here. Hitting Hood is way better than hitting Shadow King. Yes, very, very much better. Unfortunately, our Cosmo dips over to the left. That should be okay. We do get a Tuma. What if it's... I'm not sure what was going on with my energy. It wasn't letting me position cards how I wanted to, but we're gonna stack pretty big in mid, and then should do like a demon over to the right. Gotta watch out for the Magneto. We're going against a bot.
Who will the winds bring?
So it shouldn't be an issue. Symbiote could have been scary against like a Shadow King, if for some reason it was there. So Kraven still works with Unrevealed? It does. I was thinking that. I was kind of fuming about that too. So Kraven still works with Unrevealed cards, but every other movement doesn't. And so I feel like now that creates more questions for me. Like if I'm a newer player and I don't know how it works, intuitively that creates more conflicting situations than if they just all did the same thing. Souri said, my god, Scorpion is such an annoying tech versus Surtur. And every bot runs it, yeah. We're going against Jeff again. Good guy, Jeff. Nico, we could get a copy of an armor. Not that it really matters. But I am going to go ahead and play the Nico. New card, new me. Welcome in, Saywin. Hopefully you're having a great one so far. How's Surtur? Surtur is, I think, everything that I would have expected from him. He's a huge body of power that just creates so many, like so much high power output. I believe Jeff is not Shanghai, so copy the Surtur. We would have had to like bypass a turn to be able to do that. However, we are going to go Atuma into Krakoa so that we can get the 7 power Hood again. Have you played with Frigga yet? Not yet. I brewed around with her a little bit, but I haven't ran anything specific. Is Zabu needed for the deck? Maybe not needed. You could probably do like Psylocke instead of Zabu. The main idea is so that you can get like a guaranteed 10 power or potential 10 power card down on 3, 4, 5, and then of course 6. We do get the duplicate of the Hood. You'll love to see it. Oh no, the ads are in progress. I'm the worst today. I'm having a blast with Frigga and negative, not gonna lie. Nice, that is a good, I think that's a good direction to go with it. Repeat Sage is wild. Repeat Sage for free. My negative deck is running anti-venom. Wild. So are they setting up for a Heimdall shift? Okay, Frigga to copy a Ghost Spider is interesting. Not a Heimdall. We also don't get... Unfortunately, we don't get... Shadow King or Scar.
Victory.
He said, holy moly, I made a negative C3 Surfer deck that Frigga might be good in. She might. It might just be crazy enough to work. Valkyrie would be pretty decent in that, right? If it got hit, it'd be 3 costs, but it'd set its base to back to 3 after being played. Not a bad idea. Kind of like the idea. The other day I put Meek in Game Lab. And at turn 3 I discarded a card and could fly my Hulk to Meek to another location. It shouldn't be. When Cosmo ruins Valk? Yeah. Whenever Gamma Lab first came out, there was actually quite a few like glitches with it. Like if you if you moved a Human Torch over, it would keep the modifiers in front of the power even after transforming. And so like if you moved a Human Torch into Gamma Lab and then it transformed, it'd be a 24 power Hulk. Same thing with like Bishop, it would get that power scaling. There was a fair amount of bugs with the location whenever it first came out. The Morbius right lane, we could look to do like Cosmo somewhere and then move it. But I feel like we'd probably have to Cosmo right. What's your thoughts on Surtur and Frigga? Surtur, I think, is exactly what I would have expected. Very raw, good high power output type of card. Frigga, I haven't played around with too much. Or I haven't... don't get me lying. I haven't played around with Frigga at all. I've just brewed some with her. And she seems like she would be more clunky more of the time. So maybe that could eventually be like overcame. I don't know. I don't know if I want to play Call of Duty or Snap right now. Chat, any suggestions? I've been having the annual. I've had to have the resistance. Like comes about one time every year, where I have to resist buying the new Call of Duty. Because I know that I'll only play it for like a week and then I'll stop playing it. But I've been seeing a lot of footage on it, so I've been having to hold back and not buy it. Did they ever move their Dracula over? I think there's a really good chance we lose this one. We're gonna give him the 1.
Escaped.
Chewbacca. Yeah, most the links automatically get captured, but I can still see them. So I can still see the link. I bought by Call of Duty for Zombies, which was great when it was 3 years between zombie games, and not so great when it's been 1 year. Yeah. Yep, I've seen a lot of stuff about the newest Call of Duty, and that like the maps are pretty underwhelming or kind of bad. The spawn system is kind of not great there either. And I'd be afraid that I'd get cooked by the Omni movement as well. the maps and spawn. Yeah. That's what I've been hearing. If you have the highest tier for Game Pass, the new COD is on there. Ooh, I don't think I do. But it's kind of crazy that the new COD is on there already. Skill-based matchmaking sucks the fun out of that game. Yeah. Yep, that would be my biggest concern. Is that you do well one game and then you get matched against people that are way outside of that skill range, or if you're pretty decent, I don't know, you either, I think it makes it hard to do consistently well. But we need the last stand griefer to ride again. We might need to ride again. We ever do this, or no, just in case we draw Scar. Like we need to do something like this. That arena is sweaty enough for me. Don't need to spend $70 to know I suck at modern day FPS's. General Sergeant. That's something that I'm having to come to grips with. Is that I like playing Deadlock. Most of my Call of Duty time was on controller, not mouse and keyboard. But modern day FPSs have moved over to mouse and keyboard, and controller can't quite keep up. But I'm not as good on mouse and keyboard because I haven't put in as much time with it. COD is not. COD controller aims for you? Yeah. COD is better on controller? Really? And for what it's worth, controller is still great. It's great for Call of Duty or other gun games. Because I'll want to play Marvel Rivals, and I'll probably want to play that on mouse and keyboard. You said you play Deadlock and Snap only? You play Deadlock on PC? It's only on PC right now, right? It's only on Steam? Yeah, because it's the Valve game. We get a cheap Scar off of the double Gamma Lab. When they make Titanfall 3. I actually never played any of the Titanfalls. As bad as that might be. We could have Cosmo'd the Nexus, but I liked this line a bit better. Basically, we die to Chi now. Yeah, we do die to Chi, don't we? We might not die to Chi. Don't worry, Typhoid Mary Tech. It's the big brain strats. Just Typhoid the lane, yeah. It could also rip away the Nexus, I guess. Zola Shang-Chi? I hope not.
Wind, aid my hand.
or just Storm. They didn't need to do anything crazy to smack us down, like a Legion. I've got this deck on a 90% win rate, 10 game sample size still counts. Yeah, no, it's a strong deck depending on where you're ranked. Like as you get higher ranked, like in your climb, you'll start, I think, facing more and more players. And so I've found that mine dips a little bit, like as I get closer to the 90s, but still holds a very, very solid rate. And then Zach on the YouTube side, hope you're well. How are you liking Surtur so far? I'm liking it quite a bit. We're 40 games in with a 70% win rate. Of course, it is the start of the season, so there are some fluctuations and inflation in those numbers, but still, you faced 2 bots so far. Yeah, I don't think I've faced. I faced a few more than 2, but I would say no more than 5. If you want easier climb, wait until next week. Yeah, once most of the people reach infinite, the infinite climb itself gets a bit easier. Also, I think that long message might have been my first one ever on your channel. So sorry it was so long, wasn't sure how to DM you. Wait, where at, Chaos? That's actually the first message that I've seen from you, Chaos. Got a real bad wheel, so probably shouldn't play iRacing. Played a bit. I've never got in, like, I always liked the idea of those, but I never got into them because, like, the cost to get all of the equipment, I wasn't sure that I would play it enough to justify it. Enjoy playing CDL tryout matches every game. Yeah. And then Ambulance Chaser, thank you so much for the 3 months at tier 1. That pushes us a little bit closer to Partner Plus status, which we hit the level 1 level the last 2 months. If we hit it one more month, so if we hit it this month, then that will lock in a rate increase for all of our subs from 50-50 to 60-40. And so very much appreciate the support coming in. All right, so let's Shadow King left. Nico, and then play this anywhere. Gonna do it into mid. Takes a lot of money unless you buy a bad wheel and already have a PC. Yeah. Yep. But like that and like the flight sims, whenever someone has like a decked out like setup, it always looks really, really fun. But I don't know that I would ever use it enough for that. Grind launcher camos. I mean, that solves your problem for like a few matches until it kind of right sizes where you're placed at. I voted you for president, TLSG. Packers for life. We're the true underdog, but I always enjoy believing in an underdog story. So my first act as president, if I get elected, is that we update the card acquisition system for Snap. We make it great again. Let's go ahead and I guess Zabu left. A man of the people. You've got my vote. I saw someone asking about the +5 power location in Surtur. Would his effect also pop with Cerebro and an 8+ card? Ooh, that's an interesting idea, JR. I don't know. Great Again has the assumption it was ever great. Add some deck slots and I'm getting citizenship for a vote. All right, we can throw in some more deck slots for sure.
Breaking news.
What about Blob? I don't think Blob would, but Devil Dino should. Ooh, so they have a big... No, they have our crossbows, don't they? So we need to put a decent amount of power mid, don't we? Yeah. Oh no. If we do a Tuma, it gets buffed up by Stark Tower. And then we're shooting ourselves in the foot. I guess we just do Coal Obsidian here. Next turn we can do a Tuma Scar, both mid. I think Thanos right, but we do have the scaling. So we should beat them even if they get, I guess, the rest of the stones. They would have to play something pretty big over there. Go Tuma Scar. We'll go Hood left. See if we can outpace the Snow Guard left. Yeah, so it may be getting like auto filtered out. Chaos, but if you join the Discord, you can get my Discord name. Oh no, the Reality Stone, the harsh reality. But our Surtur is going to scale more than their right lane. Now we're good. Crazy how big that card can get. It's a nutty card.
Victory.
Casual 317, yeah. It gets so crazy big, so quick. Still weaker than Morph? What, Surtur? All right, let's go ahead and start with, I guess, armor, because we can. Vulture wants to have a word with you. Yeah, but you also need, like, big enablers for it. I guess, technically, you need enablers for this as well. Never mind. Because you need the 10 power or more cards as the kind of technical enabler. Yeah, someone did say that it can't trigger off of Sage. It is strange that locations can trigger him. How big do we go into Gamma Lab here? Say we go, hold on. Changed my mind. Let's do this instead. We'll save the Cosmo to save, like, potentially being hit by Shang-Chi. Just learned that Agony with a Misery Gladiator triggers Surtur. Yeah. Whenever they merge together, it counts as a 10 power card. Save Cosmos for Shang-Chi. I agree. And now we can do Cosmo Zabu? Cosmo Zabu? That opens up the door for Coal Obsidian. We have Crossbones left we can go with as well. What? Rude, Professor X. 21 power we throw left. I think we just skip here. No way. You're gonna beat us here. They didn't snap into that. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, if locations and all of these other ones are triggering, especially like, I guess Warpath is ongoing, so it counts the power that it has when it's played down.
Escaped.
Third works after the Honor Reveals. Had Sinister London, Astrid game. Played a Mary on London. They both moved to Astrid M. But somebody told me that they tested the Sage and that it didn't work that way. But everything else that is 10 plus, no matter how it's 10 plus, has been working to trigger Surtur. Next up, we have Keanu. We do have Zabu, Armor. We have our Surtur. So we have a pretty solid start here. And then Say Win. Thank you so much for the Prime sub and the support.
Hey, welcome. It took you
That
long
pushed us
enough.
a little bit. That pushes us up to a little bit over 11 for the day. I know it says 11. We're seeing Gamma Lab so much today. I feel like we're seeing it like an odd amount. I think the Sage info was a one guy situation, maybe. Yeah, and they made it. Yeah, you might be right.
Oh, snap.
Post it in general. It should show up there. So Chaos. I see your message, but I think you may be getting me switched up for maybe Regis. Because I didn't do much. I didn't do any content on Hearthstone actually. I have been told that me and Regis have very similar styles though. So maybe those two got flip-flopped. Alex with the massive 423 person raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Let me make sure to give you a shout out before I forget. Alex, hopefully you had a great stream. How are your games going? I ended up, I'm not clicking it, but we did just run into the ad break. I apologize, you guys, for raiding in and then getting hit with ads straight away. Surtur's broken. Surtur is so strong. Like it's usually like a casual 317 retreat mill deck. The Baron Zemo magic. Yeah, we could probably retreat, right? We might also be able to just rip away Limbo, though. I don't want to stay. Unless Nico changes Limbo.
Power
Yeah.
must be controlled.
Ooh, the early Shang-Chi is unfortunate. Our Twitch drops? No, we don't have Twitch drops right now. We haven't got any for the month. We should have some here in
Systems go.
maybe a few weeks. Goose, US Agent, and Scorpion. Yeah. Yep, those are the plays. Unfortunately, Nico is what pops up before we could get a Cosmo down. I guess we don't have to worry about Shang-Chi anymore. So we could go Coal Obsidian. We still get a free Scar out of the deal. And then throw Cosmo to the right to protect from Shadow King. Cannonball next. Of all the things I was thinking, or expecting, Null was not one of those things. Nico with the location change a bit after the fact, but that's fine. We would have lost 8 to it. We're not winning it, so we can't throw our crossbones over there. Yeah. That's a big Null. I guess he's probably running like Shang-Chi Null, knowing that a lot of people are running the Surtur stuff. Unfortunate for us. We should have retreated. But alright. At least we didn't lose the 8. Have Null and Death. I always felt like Null never got big enough to justify it in my misery middle. But I certainly didn't get you guys confused. Well, either way, Chaos, I am glad that you're here. Next up, we have JRB. Yeah, Killmonger is one that I think has quite a bit of value right now. We have a lot of the bounce stuff, a lot of one costs that are just kind of floating and get floated around. How much bounce to counter? Yeah. Yeah, and right now I haven't been seeing much of it, but I think that's because we have a new season. Ooh, a beautiful top deck. We have the Surtur. We can throw a Tumo right. And I think we just save the demon.
Snap.
Now we just need to draw into some of our protectors. If I don't, get Luke Cage, the anti-venom. They're gonna have a free card up next. But until they snap, they are locked into that left lane.
Opponent snapped.
All right, so they're gonna go ahead and snap, move Hydra Bob back out. They might be running a Frigga deck. Use the free card plus Frigga to copy it. See? I was thinking the same thing, Rob. But no, they hit us with a Mobius. That's why. The Pixie Mobius is big. We can't protect ourselves right with like a Cosmo because the Tumo will destroy it. The Mobius really makes this Ender a bit more difficult. I'm halfway considering playing Demon into the left lane here. And just locking this one in. And then we could do like Scar mid. Is Nico changeable with Psylocke? Yeah, it should be. I had Psylocke as well previously instead of, I think, armor. But we could always be playing one of our 4-cost 10 powers on turn number 3. But with Surtur, it kind of alleviates that just a touch. Man Thing right. They still have their free anti-venom card. So Shang-Chi right. Maybe it's the free resource and they have like an Ajax hazmat. No, they can't. They don't have enough energy for that. We could stack the Scar, but then we're very, very at risk of the Shang-Chi play. Oh, they anti-venom the Pixie. Nice, Grasshopper. I didn't catch that. I knew that they played the Pixie that next turn, but I didn't realize that was the anti-venomed card. Does their deck typically run a Shang-Chi? Do we gamble on it on right? We're just kind of leave it mid. This isn't a lot of power, though. 13 power. They would only have to play 6 more. I think it's not a hazmat deck. Is it Magneto mid?
We are the future.
Fine, right? I was sweating that hard. I was sweating that hard over a Magneto.
Victory.
We still tie right. We win left, win mid pretty heavily. Shang plus Grandmaster would have been the worst thing I could have ever wished on anybody. I'm glad that they didn't go with that, but that could have been a line that could have won it for them. We finished off the 100 4-cost cards. Still blows my mind that they had this high of a number on the season pass mission. Hopefully that's not a glimpse of like changes that they're going to be making to those missions. I think next up we have a bot. And if not, if for some reason that's a real player, we have the Surtur line, so we have a pretty good start. What changes to the missions? So there hasn't been any like major changes or like enough to be like a trend. But the last mission of last season was complete 12 dailies, and so we only had 2 days to complete the 12 daily missions, which kind of unfortunate that that was the very last one that revealed right before the season ended. And then one of the first season pass missions for this season was play 100 4-cost cards, which over the course of a season, very much doable. But it was still kind of alarming to see that big of a number on one of the missions. Go ahead and Cosmo mid. We'll protect our Surtur. And then we're going to look to start trying to build out maybe the left. We could potentially build out the right if we end up drawing into Shadow King. He said, I just realized it's 104 cost. Yeah. 104 cost was wild. But if you are running a Scar deck, like you usually dropping about 3 per game, so decently doable, but it was still alarming to see that high of a number. And then Mono, did I try Frigga already? I have not. We've been doing pretty well with Surtur. I think he's a cracked card for sure. Oh no, Surtur doesn't scale because of sewer system. Rough. I think they accidentally switched the 4-cost one and the draw 1 cards. Wait, was draw cards was 8? As in draw 100 cards and play 8 4-costs? They might have. That would make a lot of sense. I didn't realize there was a draw mission. What do you think about Gore? I'm excited about Gore. I think Gore is going to be very, very strong. Because the game has drifted largely away from either static cards that don't have abilities, or it's also gravitated largely away from ongoings. And so most of the cards that get played are on reveals. And so I think in a pretty standard game, it wouldn't be surprising to see him be like Red Hulk level. And then, yeah, with like a Mr. Negative or anything else that like offsets his negative power, I think even better. So it's +2 for each on reveal card in play, not just your side, but yours and the opponent he starts scaling off of. I think the most realistic like change back that they might make to that card is that they scale it back to the point where it only scales off of on reveals on your side. If he turns out to be like too crazy strong. He's a negative card? I don't know. I think he's just... I feel like he's just solid value all around. Because to get to, what, like... He starts at -1. Get to, I guess, 11. You would need 6 on reveals. And so turn 3, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 already in play. And so he'd already be almost at the point of like a Magneto, a Hulk, and it's just going to continue to scale throughout the game. I hope he doesn't just get shoved in negative and then forgotten about. Yeah, I think the only drawback to him is that he's a 6-cost. So yes, he's a really big body, but you would have to be pretty confident that you're winning one of the other lanes to be able to drop him on that last turn. Do you ever do this? To fill up the raft, get the free 6-cost, hope that it's 10 plus power, so that we can scale our Surtur a bit further. 10 plus. For Elsa is a bit scary. Cap can help Typhoid Mary. He can, can't he? He can make her that +10. Crazy. But do we want to do that? Or did I do the math wrong? We could also do Thanos over here, so that we could play our crossbones there. But I think we're going to have more than enough reach in this right lane, potentially. I'm just gonna do this for now. Is Silver Sable scaling in that left? It's wild. The Captain America buffing up Typhoid Mary causes Surtur to scale. Crazy. Craziness. Now they do go last, so our Surtur would be within Shadow King Shang-Chi range, which I think is the only negative here. I think that would be the thing that potentially causes us to lose. We could also go a bit heavier in the left with like Thanos, Atuma, Cosmo. Let's do that.
Power must be controlled.
Is this an Arnim Zola? Not an Arnim Zola. Cosmo left could have done it. The Shang-Chi Grandmaster line was diabolical. At least it was only 2. Titanomachia, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great one so far. This combo is scary. The Surtur combo or the combo that the opponent just did on us? Because if the one about the opponent, I'd say very scary indeed. And then Much Dutch, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. I'm doing well. The stream has been good. We had a really big raid from Alex a little bit earlier, so about 20 minutes ago. And so I'm doing very well. Actually running Grandmaster Shang too, it's fun. I mean, I teched in Armor and Cosmo to try to counter against that, but I think there are going to be some times where you just can't help it. Defeated Dara too. Nice Pokemon. Was he running a Frigga deck? If so, he definitely took the path less traveled, the harder of the 2 roads. Surtur is okay. Just got Surtur up to 17. Yeah. Yeah, Surtur I think fits into a Scar deck very well. I don't know that he's a very big player outside of that. He might be. He might find himself in some like interesting Moon Girl, She-Hulk, bursty style builds. But I think his most natural home ends up being I like Scar decks. Doing this on 4 doesn't feel great. But I also don't want to throw away the Demon in Tarnax. Oh, me? Yeah. Card doesn't hit cash until January. Ah. Valentide. That's very tough. Wait, is this a bot? No, it's not a bot. I snapped on turn 1 against them because I thought they were a bot. Atuma saving left. Atuma is coming in very big for us in the left lane. A lot of rocks. Oh, what? No, we can't. Oh, no. We can't do the crossbones anywhere. They got Aranya. We got Blade. Mate and 2 with my Surtur deck. Yeah, Surtur I think is going to be pretty strong. I think we'll probably see a lot of decks angled towards being able to counter it pretty well. So
Escaped.
they didn't know how bad our last turn hand was, but they hit us with the retreat as well. Rock become Ma, they low roll. Easy game. I think they were expecting us to have like a Scar in hand, but the crossbones was awful. Shadow King and Red Guardian. Yeah, Shadow King, Red Guardian. But I don't even know if that's enough.
Oh, snap.
With Surtur early, I'm going to go ahead and snap on one.
Victory.
You can get him higher with magic, maybe. No, there's a couple of cool ways. So, like, if there's the +5 power location, and you play like a demon there, it counts and it scales your Surtur. So you can scale him off of some weird niche interactions for sure. But I do think 17 is close to his max. If not his outright max, I think it's close to his max. Hey, we're going up against Woody. Woody running a Madam Web movement deck. Unfortunately, we won't be able to hit this lane with a Shadow King. He works on the old checks if the last card played has 10+. Yeah. So do we play a 10 power card, or do we Nico Hood Destroy to draw into more of our resources? Still early on. We could also go Typhoid Mary, Nico, set up for a demon next turn. Have you tested any Frigga decks yet? I haven't. I brewed a couple. I think, in my head, the place where she probably finds her most consistent home. So next turn being Hood, it would kind of make our curve pretty bad there too. Is why I decided to go ahead and just send it. The Hulkbuster merging with Madam Web instead of Human Torch is great for us. Kind of feel like Cosmo is going to be a player here to like stop like a Ghost Spider potentially.
Snap.
Seems like we win this one. Yeah. With the vault being pretty heavily locked in, and the miniaturized lab not allowing them to like move in that direction, I think there's a decent chance we win it. So last turn we could always do, I guess we couldn't do, we could do Scar Shadow King. I think Scar Shadow King might be what we need to win. Whoa, a beast to pull them all back in. The Cosmo right would have been our avenue there. It looks cool with Thor's and Odin. The problem that I see with that one is that it makes you very susceptible to like Shadow King because you'll have priority going to that final turn. So Shadow King or Shang-Chi. So all in right. I don't think we win all in right though, because we're only getting an extra 14 power. So let's say they have Dagger plus Ghost Spider. Then that's a 12 power Dagger. Then they just play, what, Vulture, Human Torch, and they come over the top of us. So it comes down to, I guess, if they have Ghost Spider or not is the only way to, like, move those cards to the right lane.
Victory.
I'm glad that they didn't. But it is time for a quick set of ads really fast, and then we will be right back. See if maybe we can continue pumping up a little bit. We're climbing pretty steadily, holding around a 68% win rate over now 50 games. We'll see if we can hold that through. But we'll be right back, you guys. Don't go anywhere. Well, I'm glad everyone on this Scar deck. I'm climbing pretty quick. Georgie, what kind of deck are you running? Kind of want to try Frigga and Thanos. Like copy certain stones. Probably anti-Scar, possibly. Possibly the anti-Scar deck. I've been on rank 93 for an hour now, but I'm done for the day. Titano. 93 right off a reset's not bad at all. So going into next turn is kind of, I mean, I guess we're fine. The sandbar makes whatever we trade pretty tough to get out onto the board with Mindscape, but we can flood Nico, Coal Obsidian, Scar all on next turn, and we should be okay. And And then I think we'll make the bot retreat, unfortunately, but shouldn't have any issues winning it.
Who will the winds bring?
Victory.
Can you send me your list via DM? So is it really just Surfer, Georgie? I feel like I've gotten like I get outpaced on Surfer nowadays. Like everything else that everyone else is doing can just get a little bit further, a little bit faster than what I was able to get there. Same list got you to top 100. Nice, Georgie. I think I ended like top 300, maybe 400. I didn't play much over the last handful of days for last season. So I want to stop Nebula from scaling, but I also want to play into the kiln location. Fell off last 2 weeks to Conquest. I hate laddering. I want to see how high I could get.
Opponent snapped.
I didn't even do any Conquest this last season. Like, I had infinite tickets, but I didn't even use them towards the end. They nerfed Storm, so I didn't even feel enticed to try to like get the variant. So it's one of the only Conquest variants that I've missed. How big do we think they go mid? I think we can go Typhoid Mary. Next turn would be like Cola Obsidian into Atuma Scar. They nerfed Storm. Yeah, they took Storm from a 3 cost to a 4 cost. The second month in a row, they took gold from the Conquest. Yeah, it seems like they may be done given gold out of the Conquest runs. Unfortunately. Was it ever this? What do we think they get from Anti-Venom? Because I'm thinking maybe Blue Marvel, but that's fine because we scale Surtur by 6 more, and so the 6 that they would get from Blue Marvel would be offset. They could do Claw left. That would put 7 more, so it'd be 14 to be 28. We would outscale them with Surtur. Shang-Chi left is definitely a concern. We could instead put Scar into the big house. We're just gonna hope for no Shang-Chi here. Valkyrie and Blue Marvel. And we wouldn't have been able to win the right either. Big. That's a big one. 69, Nuno69. Thank you so much for the Prime sub and the support. Very much appreciate having you here. Hopefully you're having a great one.
Welcome. It took you long
Really
enough.
needs to get back to being +3 to 3s. I feel like +3 to 3 is such a... +3 is always one of those levers that anytime they run it most places, That card is like among the very best in the game. I feel like it's probably not a direction that we should be going. When Anti-Venom goes off, he goes off. Yeah, when he goes off really, really well. But I did just get a message. There is no one to get my son from school, and so I do have to run over to pick him up. And so we are going to wrap up the stream here. We'll come back with some Frigga testing sometime soon, but I'll continue kind of playing and brewing a bit tonight, and probably finish off the infinite grind. I like this infinite card back. The golden gore, kind of like it. Have you tried Pocket? Yeah, Killian Joy. I actually have a Pokemon YouTube channel as well. Just have them Uber. They won't let him go without an adult present, unfortunately. And so let's see. Who we should send you guys off over into. We have Dara that's live. We have Dexter. Kaiser. Thank you so much, Killian. But let's go ahead and raid you guys over. Probably into Dexter. I think he typically goes a little bit later into the evenings. So we'll send you guys that way. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hopefully we will see you again very, very soon. And we'll catch you around on the next one, you guys. Later, guys. 2 seconds away from being able to be later. I